Welcome to my home studio. I'm so glad that you've joined me to take a look through the new Close to My Heart catalog that just started today. I'm filming this on May the 1st, and that is the first day that the catalog is live. If you are one of my regular customers, you will be receiving one of these catalogs in the mail. They did go out in bulk mail, and that's kind of a low priority for the Postal Service right now. So I know that they are starting to arrive with different people that I have talked to. I'm going to show you how you can access the online version so that you can see it as soon as you want to. And if you're not one of my regular customers, then that will be the place where you'll be able to take a look at it first. However, anyone who places an order on my website will be given the option of adding one of these catalogs to their order. And that'll be great. You can have it in your hands so that you can actually flip through those pages, which is my preferred way of looking through the catalog. I'm going to switch the screen here for just a second so that you can see how you can get that online catalog if you don't yet have the one that is being shipped to you. This is my Close to My Heart website, and this is the home page. So what you want to do when you are on this page is to go to this More button. And the first thing that happens when you click on the More button is View the Catalog. So if you click on View the Catalog, then it will change screens, and you will see, first of all, the core book, which is the one that's good year-long. It started in August, and it will run through the end of July. But then here is the one that we're just going to be looking at today. And what you want to do here is click over on this icon on the right side that says full screen. And when you click on that full screen, it will go so that it'll cover up your entire monitor. And then you can start flipping through the pages and just click on them and the pages open up. So that's a really nice way for us to be able to take a look at everything that's inside of the book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away from this version of the catalog and instead show you the version that I've got right here on the table with me. But I'm going to switch cameras. So again, my computer with all the controls is where I have to look down. So I'm going to look down for that. And I am going to switch so that you see just the video that's coming from my top right here. So this is the new catalog. Aren't those colors wonderful? Just really bright and get you in the field for the coming spring and summertime that's coming up. And we've already seen this page, which shows the Craft with Heart. I'll do another video about the Craft with Heart program, but today we're not going to talk much about that. The first paper suite is called Aurora. You can see it has a very masculine feel to it, and it has an adventure type theme to it as well. So on page 4 of the catalog, you're going to see the papers, and on page 5, all of the extras that go with it, embellishments, and the Picture My Life cards. What I want you to see most of all right now is the papers up close. This is the sticker sheet that goes with the paper. And do you see how that's shining right there? That is because there is a metallic element here on this sticker sheet that is allowing these to shine when you put them onto your projects, which is really, really a fun add-on with this. Just realized my camera wasn't plugged in for power. Then you've got the papers themselves. There are 3 different patterns, and you get 2 of each of the sheets. This is one side of it. Aurora, of course, talking about skies, there's the night sky, and there's the other blues and greens here. When you flip these over, you get a beautiful view. This sheet is the whole page is this Aurora Lights. That's the name of the paper pack. Then you've got another sheet that has the greens, and this one has the variant of the mountains, which is really, really fun. to have that. So 6 of those sheets come in, 2 of each one. You can either get it just with the paper by itself, or you can get it with the sticker sheet as well. Then we have the Picture My Life cards. These are the 3x4 and 4x6 pieces, and there's a lot more than what I've got down there, but you can see the color tones of all of these. They work very well if you are doing either pocket scrapbooking or traditional 12x12 scrapbooking. They just make really nice little add-on sentiments and page fillers if you don't have enough pictures for that layout. They also can work very well as backgrounds on cards, just like this one could. Or you could just cut this off and make it your card front. So there's a lot of possibilities with the Picture My Life cards. Now, there's something new with the collections this time, the paper collections. Instead of adding another set of embellishments, they've gone instead with a Cricut collection that is just geared to this particular paper pack. So for Aurora, it has these elements in it, and with the Cricut, you can size them any way you want to. And again, I'm going to switch to show you where those are in on the Cricut website. And I'll, right here, they're in the collections of the Cricut collections that Close to My Heart has. So you see these 9 elements, and then there's another 9 elements with that. That is 18 elements for $9.99, and they're all layered so that you can create them and do whatever you want to do with those. And that's just a really nice addition, I think, to the paper suite this time, so that you can get those things done just the size you want them to. They would work on cards, or they would work on your scrapbook page. And I really like the fact that with this being the masculine theme, you can work it any way you want to. Now, there are, of course, stamp sets with dies that have that same adventure theme going on with them. And there's both of these sets that you're looking at here on pages 6 and 7 have the dies with them. Then there's the scrapbook workshop kits. The thing that's really nice with these is that they have got a lot of punch out elements that make it really quick to put together. You can see that these trees were punched out and have the overlays that go with them. This word air is done the same way. These circle backgrounds, in fact, this one even has a spinner element with it. And one of the things that is included in this workshop is something I forgot to point out when we were back on the page with the paper pack, and that is the extra embellishments this time are acrylic shapes. And you can see this is a cute little camper, and you can see how thick that is. So it's very sturdy when it goes on your page. But look at the variety of images that you get there, all ready to just use some adhesive on the back of them and put them on the page. You've got words. This one's backwards, but it's escape. You've got trees and the camper and the camera and arrows, lots of fun things that you can do with that. Back to the workshops. That was the scrapbooking workshop on pages 8 and 9. This is the card making workshop. And the card making workshops now all come with dies. This one in particular has the globe and a number of sentiments that indicate you color my world, you mean the world to me, sending smiles across the miles. And there's enough product here to make 16 cards, 4 of each of these designs. We're going to use this actually in my May class. So that's really the details about the things that are specific to the Aurora paper pack. So now we're going to look at the second paper suite, which starts on page 12, and this is called Stitched Together. I've got a lot of ladies that do quilting, sewing, many different projects. So this paper pack is bright, colorful, and has great options for those who are into the fabric arts. So again, we're going to take a look at the papers up close. Great big sticker sheet here. You can see scalloped elements, this ladybug, flowers, you make good times even better, friendship, just a lot of really fun elements that you can add on to your scrapbook layouts, but a lot of these floral elements would work great for cards as well. So don't think you don't need that just because you're a card maker. It would work really well. Now, for the papers, since it's stitched together, of course it makes sense that there's a quilt pattern. And then there's this peach in red, as well as this glacier, somewhat neutral paper. You flip it over and you get stitched stripes, you get the red, and again the peach is mixed with that, and then this beautiful floral pattern right here with that little ladybug interspersed in there, which is just really bright, fun colors for this set. The extra elements that go with this are buttons, and here they are. Here are the buttons. You can see that they're wooden. This is a smaller one, and you can see the size of it here in my hand, but it has stitched elements that have been burned into the wood. You've got the holes so that you can tie them with some floss or with some thread of any kind. You've got hearts, you've got really small ones, you've got larger ones. Stitches are just a single line around it. You've got 2 holes, you've got 4 holes. So lots of fun things to do with these wooden buttons that go with this. And of course, there's also the Picture My Life cards that go with this set as well. Look at the wonderful colors in this. And I really think that this would be great for card making, not just for scrapbooking. And even if you're just going to cut this and use it as part of a card front and put a wonderful sentiment across it, that would be great. The nice thing about these cards is that one side goes vertical, the other side goes horizontal. So it depends on how you want to use it. Sometimes there's a difference to the colors from one side to the next, but here's this one. Just really fun pieces that you can use in lots of different ways. And again, you've got them in the 4x6 and the 3x4 sizes. This set also has a Cricut collection with it. I'm going to switch over and show you that collection as well. Let's go back here and I'll get over to the stitched together, I'm sorry. So you've got these elements here that have this ladybug and the butterfly and some flowers, and there's more flowers over here with a little memo note. Just really fun to work with. I actually put a number of these into Design Space so that you could see. Here is what that wood piece looks like from the Aurora set. So these go, I'll ungroup them here. Here it is all together, but these are the 2 pieces that layer together to create this one. And the same is true with the Aurora. You've got this scalloped oval frame, which has some stitch lines on it. But here it is where it's put together, but it's 2 separate pieces that you can cut. Here's a bike, and it's a man's bike, which is really nice because a lot of the bikes that we see are for the women. So anyway, those are the elements that are going on with that Cricut collection for Stitched Together. Then with other things with Stitched Together is this fun stamp set that has a die with 2 layers for the word happy. Now, I've made this up already with to do for a class. We're going to be doing it. You can see here, I did not stamp this shape here, which gives you a colored background to it, but here's the happy put together, and the dies right here that come with the stamp set if you choose them. One gives you the really thin happy, and the other gives you the thicker one, and they just overlap one another. And I found them really pretty easy to put together. The really thin happy is so flexible that it's easy to get it in the right spot. And here's a card that I did with that, putting it on there. And you'll notice that these strips here, that's what you get with the stamp set, with all the different sentiments that can be used for Mother's Day, Father's Day, graduation, birthday, anniversary, just having a happy day. It's a real fun set to work with. Then the scrapbooking set, and it would work for making cards as well, has more of the quilting and sewing theme for it. Again, dies are available. So here's that embroidery hoop. I think I still have some wooden embroidery hoops in my stash someplace. Don't use them anymore. Again, we've got the scrapbook workshops that come with the punched out pieces. You can get an idea down here. These are the sheets that you're going to punch the pieces out of in order to create these beautiful layouts. And in our last craft day, the virtual one that we did a couple weeks ago, one of the gals was working on the workshop kit for scrapbooking that came with yesterday and today. And in the 4 hours that we were together, and she was doing a number of other things, she got all 3 pages of that layout done while we were doing that, because this makes it so simple and easy, and yet you end up with a great project. This is the card making kit. It's got the thread. It's got a wonderful die that has those stitched, the holes ready for you to do some stitching through it yourself. And again, it allows you to make 16 cards, and you get all of the materials that you need to make 4 of each of those designs. That's really fun. So the last thing I want to show you as far as papers go is that it's the mix-in papers. And again, I've got those right here. This is a set of papers that work with both paper suites. So it's 6 sheets of paper, but you get 6 unique sheets, not 2 of each piece. So you can see sapphire and sage and pink and gray and peach, more sapphire. You flip them over and you've got a nice variety of other elements. Masculine themes here, something that would work for women. It's just a nice variety for card making, or for adding on to scrapbook, or just simply doing a scrapbook based on these papers. There is a set of cardstock pieces that go with this, but you would get these 6 sheets of paper in there, and then you could choose to get the coordinating cardstock so that you've got just what you need for that project. Now, into the stamps. Boy, I'm really happy that most of the stamps have die cuts options with them. This is one that just got into stock yesterday, so it's being ordered by me, but I don't have it yet. But it's a mason jar, and the die has a slit in it right here so that you can slip your flowers inside the jar. I think that's a really nice idea. I'm looking forward to having that, and we're going to use that in our June classes. There's a couple of sets that are, this one is more of a nautical theme, the sea animal, sea creatures. And this one is a tropical theme with the big leaves. And again, you'll notice both of these sets have dies that go with them. This is, I just love rain boots. I never had a pair of yellow rain boots as a child, but this gives you some options of making some fun projects. A lovely sentiment, sending sunshine on a gloomy day. And when life gives you a puddle, make a splash. So I did create a card using this, and this is what I came up with. I die cut the boots and I die cut the flowers, colored them up. There's a lot of yellow on here, but by adding that pop of red and this heart, which is on the stamp set, I think it worked out really well. Here's the stamps, and there's that heart. In fact, you get a couple of little hearts there. But anyway, I just thought that was a really fun little project to make, and be great for kids or adults if you had that option of sending a card to somebody. Coordinating with it, is this set with the When Skies Are Gray is what it's called. Again, there are dies that go with that, and you've got lots of options for coloring that umbrella in with the stamps instead of having to color it yourself. Turning the page, we've got this beautiful set that is called A Million Little Things. It has some gorgeous floral images, 3 different floral images, as well as 3 great sentiments. But one of the things I really like the best about this, see these swatches? They're great. In fact, that's what I used right here and here to kind of fill in those empty white spaces on this card. So keep that in mind if you're considering this stamp set. Another thing about considering this stamp set is that anyone who purchases this stamp set in the next 2 months will receive from me all of the papers pre-cut to make 2 cards. And I wanted to show you a card. This is not one of them that I will be sending to you, but I used this kind of daisy flower on here. It was really quick to color. I've added those swatches on there, both in the green and in the yellow. And I added this small sentiment. I didn't think about leaving enough space for one of these larger sentiments when I stamped the image, but those little tiny sentiments, they're on the stamp of the month for May. I'll be showing that to you in just a little bit. So that was perfect. It made a very quick card. It did not take much time to color. And I even have some other techniques that I'll be sharing later on about ways to color this without having to use your markers. So that's a really fun stamp set. I love A Million Little Things. If you like hummingbirds, here is a set for you. Look at the beautiful birds that can be die cut. Look at the gorgeous colors that you can use with them. I just think that they've done a lovely job with putting this set together for us. Now let's go on to page 32. We've got something bold. We've got athletes or anybody that's competitive in anything. You've got some fun pieces that you can use to give them a card or create a scrapbook layout for them. Also got another one that is handmade. You can make tags for projects that you're doing, okay? Now I didn't do a lot with this, but here is one that I did. And you see this tag is die cut with a new set of tag dies that are coming up a little bit later on in the catalog. So that's what you're seeing down here with this tag that's on here. But it's just fun to be able to create something and brand it. It's even got handmade by, and from the heart. So those are things you could put on the back of your card when you create it. And I love this swoosh that you can use a light colored ink and go over it and sign your work when you get done. I always recommend that for people so that when the person who receives it knows that you're the one that created that specially for them. Babies, how we love them. And this is just a gorgeous stamp set, Snuggle Up, that has some wonderful elements that can work really nicely for cards or for scrapbooking, either one. And then there's Queen Bee. We had the country bee previously. Now we've got a more whimsical bee and stitched so that there's little elements there. You can see some fun things that have been done with this stamp set. This one is here and there. Primarily, I'd say it's more of a scrapbooking set, but it does also come with dies. And then here's a couple of birthday sets. This is just a $7.95 stamp set. You can get the die, then it's only $11.95, which I think is great, so that you can cut it out. And here's an idea of making it into a tag almost on this gift. But then here's this set that has lots of birthday wishes. The thing I really like about this is that they work for masculine cards. In fact, May is it's a guy thing card month. And this is what I have done with that stamp set. So here's the stamp. You can see where I've used them. On this one with the boat, that's the big happy birthday. And on the plain, you open it up, and that sentiment on the inside is right here, celebrating you today, sending wishes on your special day. But we can also take that celebrating you today and put Happy Father's Day underneath it. It works great. So it's very, very versatile and has a lot of wonderful images on that set. Now we've got something more to do with baby. There's a little baby bump right there and a congrats. And just a really small, simple stamp that says you are loved. Even though for us in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going into spring and summer, but in Australia and New Zealand, they're going into winter. So the pine boughs are appropriate for them. But still, they work any time of the year because pine trees are always looking like this. So here's some tender thoughts during this difficult time, praying for you, and there's just some nice options with that stamp set. And in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Now, this is the Blue Skies. Blue Skies is the promotion that Close to My Heart has developed for National Scrapbooking Month. And this is just okay, sorry for the little glitch there. This is the National Scrapbooking Month promotion. It's found on page 40 of the catalog. And it has these wonderful papers, bright colors, but I think that the best way for us to see them is to watch a quick video that Close to My Heart did with all of these papers. It'll be easier than me trying to flip through them all. And I'll just talk about what is happening with them as we watch this video. I'm going to go full screen here, and I've got this that Close to My Heart has Blue Skies, and there's these papers, 12 different patterns, double-sided. You can see that even though one side might have something bold on it, the other side is a little bit more neutral, which makes it nice and easy for you to make use of. But there's some great pieces that give you some options there. So there's these 12 pieces of paper, and then the sticker sheet has a UV element on it so that some of those shine. And that's what is true with the cardstock as well. Love the different colors in the cardstock pack. It just works so well for so many things. Even if you don't want the paper, I would get just the cardstock pack because of that UV element with a design on it. It gives you a lot that you can do. And it's just a little bit fun. One side of the cardstock is a little bit lighter than the side that has the UV element. Now, there's also stamp sets that go with this. This one that she just pointed to has dies with it. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this pinwheel die and the stamp sets. Then there's also a cut above layout. This gives you two-page layouts. You're seeing here the pages that you punch things out of, and some of them are stickers, and you just put those down on the pre-printed pages that are underneath there, and it's quick and easy. And here are the layouts that you would be making with this. Two-page layouts that allow you just to put them together and then put your pictures on them, and you're done in just a matter of an hour. Honestly, you really are. I have done that before, and it is great. So here we are back to the catalog again, and the catalog is going to show you all of these, but it's not going to be giving you all of the details of purchasing bundles. So here's the cardstock that's there. Here are those stamp sets that she was pointing out, and she didn't take much time with them, so I'm going to do that right here. This one has the balloons, hot air balloon, beautiful day, flower, camera, flower pot, but it also has dies to go with all of those. that's really a nice feature with that stamp set. The other stamp set is the one with the big rainbow on it. So you can choose to get the stamps, or you don't have to get the stamps. They just simply are there. But the other thing that she showed was the pinwheel. Okay, so this is the pinwheel die, and it cuts this shape. Now I didn't want to cut into my new UV coated cardstock, so I took a set from a couple years ago that we had on the National Scrapbooking set, and all you do is you cut out this die, and you can see those little tiny holes. There you go, those little holes, and you're going to take a brad and just put that through the hole. I'll get it up here where you can actually see it. And then you just keep matching up all of the holes. You see, I'm halfway down here. Put that one in there. This one is just stick. There we go. And that's, then you just push it down into the center. Okay, so that's it. This is the one that I finished. It has the brad has gone through the backside. What I've done is I put a glue dot on there, and I have got a straw. You know, you can find these in the craft store if they're really easy to locate. And I'm just going to stick this to the back of it, and now I've got a pinwheel. It's not going to move because I've glued it down, but it's a fun little decoration. You can make a whole bouquet out of that, matching the color of whatever cardstock you use with this. And there are even, it fits on the card front. This is a card front. If you flattened it, it would go through the mail, but that's one of the things that you can do with this. Now, I started to talk about the bundles that are available for purchasing the papers and so on. And if you go onto my website, and I'm going to switch here now again and go to the I didn't get out of the there we go. Now I can get back here to Close to My Heart. Okay, so on Close to My Heart, on my website again, we are at the home page. Then you're going to go to promotions, and you're going to go to National Scrapbooking Month. And here it's giving you all of the information about ordering just the paper by itself. That's down here, just the paper pack with the stickers, just the cardstock. But they've got bundles where everything is bundled together, where you get the paper, the stickers, the cut above kit, and the cardstock, or you can get it without the cut above kit. All of these different things, and they've got down below here ones for a workshop, a card making workshop, and a scrapbooking workshop, and a 6x8 album workshop. When you click on this, it is going to give you the option down here to download the guide. Okay, so when you do that and you open that, it is going to show you everything that you need to do for this, including your photos that it recommends, the cutting diagrams for everything in it, as well as the instructions for here's the title page and the sketches for putting those all together. And you can go through and you can see all of the different elements that are included with this. And these bundles give you absolutely everything that you need to create this project. But if you don't want to make the project just the way that Close to My Heart did, then maybe you just want to buy the individual paper packs and make it yourself. Because the other thing I want to point out is that there are some other options, and I'm going to show you some of these photos that I've got here. This is the card pack, not card pack, this is the paper pack. And if you purchase the paper pack and you're a scrapbooker, I will send you the instructions that will allow you to create, along with, you just need 13 sheets of white cardstock and 6 sheets of black cardstock in addition to the $13.95 paper pack. And you will be able to create these 6 double page layouts. And they're a little bit more neutral. And you can see that they are using just the elements that are on that sticker sheet. There is no stamping. There are no Cricut cuts involved with this. This is just the way that it is. And it is pretty quick and easy to put together. Now, the other thing I want to point out is that you'll see that she has used twine here around. She's also recommending that you get the black and white dots, which are on back order right now, as well as raspberry white baker's twine and the silver embellishing thread. But you could do this without doing those at all. So you have those choices as to what you want to do. But I will send you the cutting guide and the instructions for putting this together free if you just purchase the paper pack during the month of May. So the other thing that you can get is you can do the card kit. This is what the card bundle looks like. And what it is that it is half of the paper pack and half of the cardstock, as well as some white cardstock and 16 card bases and envelopes. And that will allow you to create these cards. Here it is, right down here with the pinwheel. Now, as you look at this, you might think, well, I really don't like those stamped images, or I don't like that. The card base design would be perfect to use with anything else that you've got in your stash. Any other of your favorite sentiments can easily be added onto this. You don't have to do it this way. This is a specialty card that's a trifold. There's 3 pieces to it, and it all comes out of 1 piece of paper. So it's a really nice idea that's there. And again, you can either download that on the website, or I can send you those instructions if you purchase the, this one. You do need the paper pack as well as the cardstock. This one, I do recommend that the bundle that they've given you for this is a good deal. If that's what you really want to do, is just make these particular cards. And all of those are available to be seen on the website. So you can, when you come here and you, let's go backwards here to everything. And I want to look at the card making bundle, okay? So it's $16.95, and then you click down below here and you're going to see those same pictures that I just showed you. So you can see everything. It's just right there on the website for you to do. Okay, so lots of options with that. Contact me if you've got questions. I know it's tough because we can't see face to face, but I can actually do a Zoom with you individually if you've got questions and talk about some of those things. Okay, just a couple more pages to go. And this is the die cuts, the standalone dies. This one right here creates this cute ladybug. For some reason, I keep wanting to call her a butterfly, and she's not. And then there's a stamp set that coordinates with it. So here is the sentiment. Ladybug kisses and birthday wishes, flying by to say hello. Hey there, little lady. And then these are the dies that go with that. So here it is, what I've done with it. Now this I'm just going to put flat on a card. In fact, anybody that got the April card kit from me got one of these cards as a bonus in their kit. So this is actually designed to be made as a shaker, but you can just make it flat like this as well. You can see there's his head, and if you stamp it onto the, if you are doing it onto a card, you can stamp those antennae directly on the card and then have this whole shaker element. It works with everything else that we've got from Close to My Heart for shaker cards, the foam and the acetate pieces that come pre-cut exactly the size that you need. So that's a really fun option with that one. And then these are those dies that I alluded to earlier. I showed you. Here they are. and they are for tags, $9.95. Both tags and these other elements that you could use to make little comments on the side of things. 2 new shimmer brushes. They're not yet in stock, but they will be hopefully very soon. Then we've got embossing folders. There is a quilted embossing folder. It is not yet available. It is still on its way from China, but here's an idea of what it actually looks like. You could just cut it apart and put it back together with the different designs, but you can see that that's the way it's going to emboss any piece of paper that you've got, okay? Then, to go along with the Aurora, there's 3 small embossing folders, and I'm going to show those to you right here. So they're partial ones. They don't cover the whole front of a card. So here's a card front, and it's just going to do a border for you. And you can see how that looks. This one is coming through. I'm hoping that I can get that showing well for you to see. And that's just put on there and run through the embossing machine. This one is the trees. And this is what it looks like, just plain. And I did this on mint cardstock. But here I took my Sage ink pad and just rubbed it straight across. I did from the here up, I put another piece of paper just to protect that, but I just rubbed the ink pad across it and I got the color onto those trees, which made it kind of nice. The final one is the stars in the sky. And so here I've done it on a dark sapphire blue. I'm not sure if you could, there we go. Now you can see some of those pieces there. It's a great background, but if you wanted to make them look like they're shiny, you could take the sanding block over the top of it. I just took the sanding block, went across it, and took off the color, and the white core comes through so that you've got a starry night sky. You can get just one of these. You can pick which one you want, the mountains, the trees, or the stars, or you can bundle them together. They're right up here. You can get them together as a bundle, and that is a savings to you of about $3, which is nice. So those are fun. The last thing in the catalog, the stamps of the month, and I mentioned that to you earlier with the card with the, I just had it here, the flower, Million Little Things, and it has the sentiments that I used on it. So there's the stamp set, and I just have the card here using the back of it to show you about the size of the embossing folders. But anyway, this is that thank you that is so small, and it's right here on the stamp set. So it's got happy and day. They're separated. They're 2 separate stamps so that you can stick in there fathers or mothers. So you can have Happy Father's Day, Happy Mother's Day, or just Happy Day. There's time to celebrate Mr. and Mrs. birthday. So proud of you. Love you. You did it. Congrats. It's a very versatile stamp set, and it's small. And so it's got lots of things that you can make use of. So if anybody is doing an order in May and you are ordering and you hit $50, you can get this stamp set for just $5. So that makes a $55 order. And anybody that places a $55 order with me, either directly with me or on my website in May, will receive from me a free shimmer brush. We've got the 2 new colors that are coming out. As soon as they're available, we had 2 new colors, peach and toffee, last time. These are bluebird and evergreen. And so I would be happy to send you a free shimmer brush if you place an order of $55 or more during the month of May. But you're going to want to save some things to order in June, because the June stamp of the month coordinates with those dies. Okay, so it is called, I don't know what it's called. It is called Garden Tags. This is one that I have not played with yet, but it has these elements, all of these 4 gorgeous tags. People that did the Sentiments and Stitches workshop got one of these tags as a little bonus in their kits, and were so happy to know that they were going to be available. So here's the stamp set, and here's the one that I sent out to everybody before. I just stamped it a dark color on a lighter color, and I didn't have to do any coloring with this one at all. Here it is also with the dragonfly, kind of the same way. But then with one of the flowers, I've only been playing with this one, you can make it whatever you want it to be. So that's really fun. So those are the things that are here in the catalog. Don't forget Operation Smile Stamp Set is here on the back. And for those of you who participate as my customers with my product credit as your rewards for your purchases, or if you want to host a gathering and have your friends order and you get some rewards, or if you just want to place your own large order, then there are some unique hostess reward stamp sets that are only available in that way, either with your product credit or with hostess rewards. And this is one of the sets. It looks like that mason jar that we saw earlier, but it's called Thoughtful Bouquet. And the only way you can get that is to use hostess rewards or product credit for my customers. And then here's one that's called Made with Heart. And again, it's the handmade things and Happy Mail inside. How fun to put that on the envelope when you send something. We just don't send enough cards, and particularly during this time when we're all been isolated, receiving a card is really nice. And this one's called Spa Day, and I think we can all probably make, could use one of those now. So here's the elements on that one. If you are a customer of mine, I will be sending an email with this attached so that you know what's available. If not, please message me, leave a comment on the video, and I will get you a copy of it. So that's the run through, and I sure hope that I will be able to see a lot of you in class come June. If not, I will be doing another virtual craft day coming up, and I sure hope that some of you will participate. The last time I had 13 people participating with that, and it was just lots and lots of fun. And so I'm hoping that we can do that again soon, and that I'll be able to see more faces that I haven't seen in a while. Anyway, let me know if you've got questions. I'm here. You can give me a call, drop me an email, or just go straight over to my website. Thanks for joining me.